Let's get into the publishing side of things.
Mhm.
So, had you considered trying to do any traditional publishing, or was wanting to go self-published always the goal? How did you make that decision?
Uh, the original plan was to be traditionally published, except that when I started querying, I was too young to be doing it. I was
Hmm.
not, again, it's the youth, it's the lack of maturity, which probably I didn't deal with well because I queried a lot of publishing houses, didn't get any responses. I wrote another book after that. I queried agents, didn't get any responses. And I came to this point where I just grew very impatient. And the way I thought of it was if I have to reach a publishing house, first I need an agent. To reach the agent, I have to wait for 3 to 6 months because a lot of the agents had that timeline. That if we don't get back to you in 3 months or we don't get back to you in 6 months, consider it a no.
Hmm.
Now, if I finish my draft today, I have to wait 6 months just to assume that someone has rejected it. That's way too long.
Yeah.
And I just grew impatient and I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna self-publish. If nothing works out, I'm just going to self-publish. And it just so happened that by the time I decided I wanted to self-publish, I had ended up engaging with a lot of amazing stories from indie authors like Rob J. Hayes, Will White. You've seen so many success stories from the indie publishing industry,
Hmm.
and it's not just the success that is captivating, but the stories themselves. Like a lot of them, like if you have not, you should definitely read the God Eater Saga by
Hmm.
sorry, the God Eater Saga by Rob J. Hayes. It's
Okay.
one of the best books I've read this year. And when I picked up, like I had support, I had back the Kickstarter,
Hmm.
and I got the books before the release date, and I was really happy to get them. And when I read Herald, I was like, okay, this is a slow burn. This is not what I was expecting. And then the finale happens.
Hmm.
Everything just falls into place. And again, like it's like this classic misdirect which will blow your mind.
Yeah.
And everything just makes sense. Like, okay, I don't mind it's a slow burn. This was completely worth it. And he's done it as an indie author.
Yeah.
I mean, it, indie has a lot of talent. There's amazing stories, there's amazing writers. And I think one benefit of going indie is that you're allowed to experiment. No one's really influencing what kind of stories you're writing. You
Hmm.
tell the story you want to tell, you publish it the way you want to, you can market it the way you want to. It's all on you. Of course, the risks are also on you, so you have to be
Yeah.
cautious. But it's just a lot more freeing,
Yeah.
and that appealed to me.
I definitely jumping into interviewing independent authors. It's a much bigger world than I anticipated. There's so many people writing so many great stories, and I've been interviewing enough people now that my book list has gotten quite long. I have not gotten through everyone's stories, but just not even. There's so many people writing stories, but they're so passionate about their stories and also helping others and promoting other stories. Like it's probably one of the I'm sure there's some bad actors out there, but for the most part, it's probably one of the most like healthy things I've gotten into and met people and all that. Like it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I joined Twitter because I was publishing my book, and I'd heard that Twitter is not a good place basically.
Mm,
But everyone who I've interacted with, Twitter has just been very supportive, very encouraging.
hmm.
I've I've actually joined SFF Insiders. I do write reviews for them,
Hmm.
and again, even that Discord channel is so lively and so supportive. Like every time we are doing a cover reveal, everyone comes together, everyone goes all out, and I didn't anticipate this on Twitter, and now I'm seeing this on Discord. I'm seeing this on Instagram, and it's just a really lovely community.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone is really rooting for everyone else. And I think that's the when you first kind of put yourself out there and you start marketing your book, you get on social media, or I think your natural reaction is to think everyone's going to be super mean or terrible, or all you're going to get is hate comments or something. 99% of the time, everyone is just super on board and super positive. So I've loved it.